5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey YouTubers and friends, how you doing out there? Good, I hope. Sorry about my little faux pas earlier. I guess it's not a faux pas because it wasn't effed up beyond repair, or however those old timers say that. Nonetheless, here I am. I had a blonde moment earlier, but I'm still blonde, and here I am. Tonight, we have our friend Mike Fuson of Dirt Digest Magic. He can let me know. Evidently, I said Mike's name wrong. Thank you, Jesse. Mike from Dirt Digest Magazine. We've seen him on the creek a couple of times, and I know it will happen again. He's gonna fill us in on his magazine and probably talk more about his magazine. And we'll hear quite a bit about his magazine. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Hey, YouTubers and friends, thanks for joining us for another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live with Toledo Jess, Gano, the Treasure Vixens, and I. Thanks for the super chat. Oh my goodness, one of those days. Oh, Jesse, I tell you, I had my super chat thing still live, and as they all saw, oh, geez.
Well, you know, I got it covered, so that I don't see anything that's going on there.
No, I have 3 screens of crap, and it's all going to crap. I had way. I can't say
are we
too
live,
much
Ed?
fun.
Are we on, Ed?
Yeah.
Well, you should have told us. You was
We're
sitting
on.
here waiting.
Your mic's hot.
No. Hi, everybody.
Hey, girls, thanks for coming to Flash Bash. It was awesome meeting you.
Yes.
We had such a good time.
Yeah, it was just as great to meet you guys and everybody else there. It was amazing. Yeah.
Speaking of everybody else there, let's say hi to our chat room because most of the chat room is everybody else there.
Right. I think we all want to talk about it for at least a second because it was so cool.
Yeah.
Well, we've been talking about Flash Bash for about the past half hour.
Yeah.
Right. Well, there's Thomas, folks. I'm glad that you were there. It was a lot of fun seeing you again.
It's definitely, Thomas. I'm glad you made it, buddy.
EW, sucking up, dredging. How's it going, Dwight? Good to see you.
I hope you feel better, Dwight.
Yeah, really. Hi, Walter. Jordan Shaxwell, how are you doing?
Guy, how you doing, the educationer? The world's greatest super duper moderator, Mr.
Oh, yeah,
Lodak.
let's not forget Mr. Lodak, the world's best moderator.
Thank you, Raven and Smackarock, for your contributions to the Flash Bash giveaways.
She wanted to know who won the bag, and I told her she had to wait for the video. But it was a lie because I forgot who won it. Now she has to wait for the video.
I think it was JP.
Was it JP?
I don't know.
I
think.
I remember.
I'd have to watch my video that.
Ruby says yes.
Oh. Jesse's Mrs. Producer said yes, JP. Lonzimore won it. Hey, Mrs. JP, it was nice meeting you. Luke Duke. Him and
Destination Russ, hi. Says, I'm new to gold panning, but been doing metal detecting and magnet fishing for a bit. Cool.
Yeah, glad you're here, man. Really glad that you made it to the chat. I appreciate it.
He's part of the Vixens clan.
Cool.
Yeah, we just did a challenge video with him recently, so they kicked our butts.
No, bummer. Well, what?
I think I saw yours, but not theirs.
So don't happen again.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, let's see what Dennis Hendricks. How you doing? Oh.
Jordan, how you doing? Shatswell. Is
Susan Hamilton, hi.
the
Long time no see. Glad you're
Hey,
back.
Susan.
Now Susan has to make it to next Flash Bash.
Oh yeah, we all made it, Jeff.
Victoria Roman Carter, good to see you. Terry Marshall.
Let's say hi to Benzo.
Benzo bro, I was just finally going through my bag of goodies. I felt like Felix the cat.
Oh. A lot of people don't know who that is, Ed.
Oh,
Especially the young ones.
I'm
Are you
showing
guys,
my
are you
age.
guys making everybody wait to find out who won your treasure chest?
Um, everybody that's in here knows.
Yeah, okay.
Almost.
Benzo opened that up in front of us. We gotta
Yeah,
watch him
it
open
was-
it. Hot dog, you guys. That was awesome.
It was a true treasure chest.
Yes, it was.
Well, it was, it was just a mixture of stuff. It was a mini fin treasure.
A
That's kind of
mini,
interesting, though.
Yeah.
a mini thin treasure.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Kind of. It was a hodgepodge of little
Right, and so
trinkets
was
and
his.
treasures.
So was his treasure chest. It had artifacts, it had this, that, it had coins, it had jewelry.
Jewelry, yeah.
Right, so it was like a little mini one. I thought it was cool.
Yeah,
Was
you guys
cool.
did a fantastic job.
Uh-huh.
Maybe
I wish-
Benzo, you can agree or not.
I wish
but-
we had been able to pull off the actual hunt itself.
That
That would
would've
have been
been fun.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. But Mother Nature, when she wants chocolate milk, she gets
Mhm.
chocolate milk.
Right. The first day that we got there, it was so wet. But I mean, I would think
Right.
that even out in the woods or certain areas where that water stayed, it would have been a miserable experience this time.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
why we decided not to do it. It was a toss up on how we were going to do it. A lot of different thoughts, but
That's
We
right.
just
And
said-
Luke Duke added a point that was
oh right at the
napped
last minute.
that day.
Yeah,
Yep,
it's crazy.
Yep.
It was beautiful. Yeah.
yep. It was fun. We'll have to do a real one next one. Bury it for a year in advance or something.
Oh, that's actually a pretty cool idea. Like the next time you guys go out and the weather's beautiful, just get it in the ground.
We
like a metal
first need
detector
to
or
find
something.
out where
Find
we're
out.
having Flash Bash to do it.
Yeah, that.
So
Yeah, Flash is not a permanent location.
I wanted to bring that up anyway. Any of you out there, send us ideas about where to have the next Flash Bash.
In other words, Flash Bash will travel.
Yeah, that's.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
Well, what's in St. Louis?
The treasure vixens.
There's
Yeah, but-
actually some beautiful spots that we could look into, really, and maybe at least throw it out there. But there's some great campsites and camping areas along rivers in Missouri that are just absolutely stunning and gorgeous.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, we're looking for gold spots.
And I
Right,
know that the
right.
Missouri River has gold.
We'll have to check into it.
Yeah. How about we prove it first? Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Oh.
do that.
Yeah. We plan on it. We've got that stuck up our sleeves for the near future.
Well, let me a little before you get too involved in that. If you do videos of where you're going and what you're doing, don't show where you're at. Don't show or tell where you're at.
We could manage that.
Yeah, we do the same with magnet fishing because we don't want people
Okay.
to steal our good bridges.
Gotcha.
Although with some of the graffiti on those bridges, you can't hide it. And locals are like, "Oh, I know where you're at."
Right.
Dwight, Vegas Flash Bash.
Vegas
Yeah, I
Flash
wish,
Bash.
Dennis.
Yeah, right.
I wish.
Let's be a little closer to like where we are.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
Samuel, I'd love that. Sam the Adventure Man. I would love to have a Flash Bash back home
see.
in Washington.
What's up, Wayne Nugget Brain Peterson? He says, have it in Colorado. You have an awesome place.
Susan says Georgia. I've been kind of thinking that. Colorado's been thought.
Ooh, Colorado. I love Colorado.
Would have see, the thing is, where can we get property?
Right.
Gotta have property to do it on, and something reasonable. Maybe a member of the Flash fam has a property we could kind of sublease or whatever, for a few days.
No, we're not going to Utah. There's no gold there.
Would love to, Nikki.
Yeah.
My
Sure.
claim in Idaho.
Oh,
Jordan. Idaho's beautiful.
Mhm.
That's the gentleman prospector right there,
Duke owns
Jordan.
a place in southern
Southern
Indiana.
Indiana.
Oh, same place we know, Luke?
Well, I talked to you about a little bit of paradise, Luke. You know, we couldn't have our kind of crowd at Hookmeister's prospecting and outdoors. Wouldn't you say so, Jesse?
Not at Little Piece of Paradise, no.
Oh, yeah, super chat. I already did that one. So, oh yeah, super chat. Thank you very much. Where
I
will?
don't know. That's an option. That is an option, isn't it, Bill?
Oh, not a little bit of paradise. Is the new Sandyville lease an option? It could be, but that's even a lot farther than for, you know, like our Carolina family and. Let me see. I did travel over 15 hours to go to a Vermont outing.
That's true.
And where is that Mojo and Adam, dude? We need to really, because I saw Mojo comment on your post on Facebook, Jesse.
Yes,
And
that's a possibility. That would
now
be cool.
I was gonna say like, if I remember right, Flash in the Pan represented 2 years in a row in New England. Oh, and you guys couldn't make the same trip? Close to Nashville. Oh, I was talking to some people about the Gatesville General Store on Salt Creek in Nashville, Indiana. Beautiful little property, but would have to talk to the owners of the Gatesville General Store because they have camping there, and
that would be Thermal City is cool, but I think that the cost is going to be too much for how they charge for groups.
well, yeah, we can look into it.
Right. I'd rather do private property if we can find private property that's more conducive to our style of flash fashion.
Yeah, keep it tight knit.
Yeah, private property will be a plus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hello, Joseph Richard.
Oh, doing well. A little tired after Flash Bash.
Hey, Wolfie, how's your foot doing, buddy? That looks really bad. I hope it gets well soon.
Looks like the stream's having a little difficulty this evening.
Seeing my live?
It might be the storms and stuff.
Storms, they are brewing. Oh, yeah, I got the circle of death happening here. Sorry.
We're not allowed to say that? Is that a unlucky?
Oh,
There is a name that you're not allowed to say on this show, and it starts with a myrrh and ends with a P.
I'm just trying to play with some
it's great. It was great to get out, Nikki. We got out too. We had a good time. Lots of met some people we hadn't met in person yet, and that was awesome. I mean, I have to say it. I've said it more than once, and I'll keep saying it. Ed, Dano, and we gave a group of people a place to come hang out, prospect for a little gold, meet, and have fun. And they pulled off a great party.
Oh my God, Richard.
Oh,
That
incredible.
deserves a nuke right there, buddy.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh man. Thanks for the super chat. Oh, thank you very much, Richard Davis.
Yeah, you know, Jesse, like you were saying, the group that you guys have pulled together, what has come from Flash in Your Pan Productions, what an amazing group of people. What supportive, friendly, kind, sharing. I mean, there's not enough positive words to share for the community that was at the Flash Bash. We're so happy we went, and I mean, honestly, can't wait to make better friends with everybody that we met. It was.
Yeah, we were like the newbies, you know, like we didn't know anybody, and we weren't prospectors. We are now, though.
We are now.
No, see, and that was the thing. A lot of the people, I didn't know a lot of those people. Only, you know, in the chat, only, you know, on Facebook or in the chats, in this chat room. You know, really, some of them we already met. Not all of them, but we met a lot of new people also. So it was.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
But you know, in a way, it felt like we knew a lot of them, even like
sure.
you two, Angela and
Yes.
Rose.
Right. Yes.
You've already got in one show, I think, with us, or two.
Right.
I did too.
Yeah.
Rose did, or Angela, you did too, right? And Rose was one, and
we were interviewed too, so that counts.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, that show was so much fun, and and I've been thinking about talking to Jesse and Dano about adding, you know how I talked about it when we were talking about
females.
some females to the show.
I said, no, we don't need females. They'll take over, Ed. We'll never get a word in edgewise.
How did you know? How did you know?
Next thing you know, Ruby be sliding in over here, putting her 2 cents worth in.
Hi.
So now we have 3 female co-hosts.
And then there goes Judy, and it'll be a whole thing.
I know, you got enough room over there, Jess. I mean, Ruby should just sit right next to you.
Like, this is a great example.
Right.
You see, I'm giving her the room, right?
No, he keeps moving me over. Hey.
Well, you talk so much during the show nowadays lately, Ruby, you might as well just sit right next to him.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Oh, you want me to get closer to him?
Oh.
Don't strain yourself. Okay.
There she
All right.
is.
All right, here I am.
Okay.
There, is that better? Is that better? Is that working out better
No,
for you?
no.
That's
All
right.
right, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
And where's Barbo? Let's get him in too.
Move your butt over. You don't get away that easy. But look, see what she won?
Well,
Yeah, I saw her grab it.
Oh yeah, she grabbed that
See
up.
that it's up there, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Those were adorable.
yeah.
Who
And gotta
made those?
thank everybody who, like the
William
educationer,
Prospect.
couldn't come. He paid his forward, along with Aaron, Snorkel Pirate. You missed out on a great time, dude.
Right.
And
Yeah.
where's Outdoor Influencer?
Yeah, I haven't seen him in tonight.
No, but hey, he would have had a great time too.
He
For
would
sure.
have.
Yeah.
But
He probably's not in here. You want to get browbeat.
That's, yeah, right. But you know what?
I've already been texting him and telling him that he missed out big time.
Yeah, we just try to say how amazing it was, how incredible it was. Snorkel, we're gonna cut you a little bit of slack. You know, it
work.
obviously, yeah, you couldn't help the circumstances.
Come on.
So we'll cut you this much slack, but you've got to come next time. We got to get more magnet fishers out there because the community's meshed so well. There were people also interested in magnet fishing, and we were more than willing to lend out the magnets and go fishing with people. So we got to keep it up.
You actually had a pretty good group go with you, didn't you?
We
Yeah,
did.
who went with you?
Victoria's Organ and Bust and her son Ryan,
Uh-huh.
and then Chris Dye came as
Right.
well. And so I guess it wasn't that big. It seemed big. It's a lot harder to get everybody on the bridge, but
Yeah.
Right.
we all went out and gave it a real shot. It was just a beautiful, clean area. It just sometimes
really
those
was.
towns are so nice that people respect the water and just keep
Which is
trash
good
out of it.
and bad all at the same time.
Good and disappointing. Yeah.
Right.
It's good for Mother Nature, but bad for the vixens.
Yes.
Yes.
What's that?
They keep the creeks clean.
No.
They depend on that rusty gold.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
from what I heard from them, they had a great time. Chris,
Yeah.
I know Chris Dye, he was stoked to go and enjoyed it so much. He came and grabbed your other magnet to do it even more from the island.
Yep.
Yeah, he sure did.
I'm pretty positive he's already ordered his own magnet.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, I
So-
guess.
So do you ever make anything with your finds or not?
No,
We did it
Currently,
once.
we did?
Yeah, the sign
oh yeah, we made our
banner.
banner for our channel. We laid out a bunch of stuff and spelled out Treasure Vixen. But as far as like making things, we haven't done it yet. I want to learn how to weld because I want to put stuff together, but I don't know how yet.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
Angel's got more of an eye for art than I do, so I would be her gopher, is what I would do.
Rose, go give me this. Now I need this.
But before we get Mike in, you all know the Digging Connect, don't you? My friend Liz. I'm gonna be on her Coffee with Liz on the 14th. I believe it starts at 10 a.m. every Sunday morning. So on the 14th, come join us there. Do a flash raid. What magnet should I buy to start out? Joseph Richard. I have a brute magnet. So does Toledo Jess.
And we have all brute magnets also.
Every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
They believe in brute. They love
I-
brute force.
I personally recommend not going below an 800-pound magnet.
Yeah, keep it around the 800 for your first one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not heavy. It's easy to use.
It's a good learning tool to kind of get a feel for how the magnet feels at the bottom of your creek or whatever.
For sure. It's a great starter.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
they have
Chris-
kits. There's an 800-pound kit.
Yeah,
Chris,
and go
Chris
for the
Dye-
kit.
Go ahead. Chris Dye was telling me that he tried to throw out your heavy magnet. He did it a few times and could never get it anywhere.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. I don't know how she toughs it out so often.
I scream in agony the whole time, silently.
Oh. Yeah, he's, man, I don't know. I thought that was going to be easy. I said, you just swing it around through it. Yeah, she said, first time went out there pretty far. The second time, not quite so far. First time.
And by the end, all you do is just dipping it in.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, probably would be wise to start with a lighter magnet first.
Mhm.
So you get the hang of it, get the
And make
idea.
sure, yeah, and make sure it's something you really love as well. You know, as the magnets start to get heavier, they also start to get more expensive. So
Yeah.
start with something more affordable.
Well, there's that
And
good little
all you
kids
mechanics-
kit.
for all you shade tree mechanics out there, they're great for finding that damn little screw you dropped in the grass.
Oh,
Yeah,
amen. It's come in handy way more times than I ever intended it to. It's really worth it. Oh, and you know what, JP, I'm so sorry I forgot to bring that magnet over. He was going to use it to do a little search for himself, and I was going to bring it before we left, and I totally spaced out. So my apologies,
Oops.
JP.
That sounds like Flash Bash to me.
All I know is I had a great time. It was better than the year before, and next
Yep.
year's gonna be even better, without a doubt.
Yeah, when a lot of our friends that were there, not all of them, but we had quite a few return from last year. So that tells me we did good the first time. We did good this time.
Well, I
Yeah,
was told by repeat
Offenders?
participant. I was thinking that. HD Shovelhead and Judy both said it was a blast and better than last year's. Mike and Melissa of M&M Prospecting, which donated that piece behind Jesse and Ruby.
Okay.
They had two. They had two
They did
different
have two,
pieces.
yeah.
They
So
had
pretty.
3 pieces all together they donated.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
The
nice
two
They do
pieces
the-
were
Yeah.
they were silver ore.
Yeah.
Lots of silver in that. It was awesome piece.
The ones with the little prospector on it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Thank you, Melissa and Mike. But
Oh, you should see what you're gonna be making for next year.
cool.
Mm,
She already
They said
described it to
this
me.
year was better than last year also.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah,
So,
then that means it's only going to get better every time.
only thing that could have made it better for even totally, it was better for me, all 3 of us, than last year. But
Hey, dudes.
if I could go flying again, I would have
Yeah.
been in totally 7th heaven.
Hey, Rada.
Hey,
Hey, Bryan.
dudes! Audra and Rach, good to see you girls. Ron F, good to see you, brother. Thanks for coming to Flash Bash with Luke Duke. Well,
Yes.
we've taken up almost 40 minutes of the show while Mike's
Oh.
sitting there below you, being patient, saying, how much am I going to have to hear about Flash Bash?
Does it ever end? You guys just love themselves so much.
Boy, they asked me to be on and we never talked about my magazine. What the heck?
Yeah, they had me on the whole show and they said goodnight, never got in there. Outdoorsy gal, oh, how are you tonight?
Hey,
Oh,
girl.
Chrissy, I
Yes.
used your laundry bag you sent us. I used mine at
I
Flash
didn't.
Bash.
I have it
Hey.
hanging on my wall,
It's a multi-purpose tool.
right?
It's a blue screen, it's a laundry sack, it's something to stand on when I'm changing out of a wetsuit. Hey, a multi-purpose tool. All right.
All right.
All right, Mike, how are you tonight?
Oh, doing pretty good.
Hey, Mike. It's Mike Fuson.
Sorry I butchered your name at the beginning.
Oh, my name's been butchered so many times. I've been called everything. So
No doubt. No doubt. So how are you tonight?
oh, pretty good, pretty good. Just waiting for my turn.
Hey, it's your turn. Anything in particular you want to talk about?
I don't know. Ask away and see if I can answer them. But
Well, let's see. First of all, you do a online magazine, don't you?
yep,
Called
first
The
of
Dirt
every-
Digest.
Yep. First of every month,
Digest.
a new issue comes out. This is, let's see, what month is this?
June.
And so this is the 14th issue.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
We've had everything in there from, metal detecting's probably the biggest thing we have in it, but we've also had magnet fishing finds in there.
Woohoo, magnet fishing. Sorry.
How much, or people send in gold that they have found out painting. So it's pretty much everything if it involves treasure.
With you saying it's mainly about metal detecting, is that really your number one?
Area of expertise.
Yep.
Yeah, it's that's our most
Just
viewers.
finish each
I
other's
think.
sentences there.
Can't tell whatever,
Just
you know,
finish each other's sentences.
we have a lot of different things.
What about prospecting?
Yeah, there's a little bit. Thomas actually writes an article in the magazine every month. Thomas Fowles.
Yeah, does he? Oh,
Yeah, every month he writes an article on gold prospecting. We've had articles from geodes and
Awesome.
pretty much everything. We had an article in there on magnet fishing. You know, when we started this, we were like, you know, there's so much of an involvement of gold prospecting and metal detecting that we thought we would try to combine a little bit of everything.
I love it.
Because there are a lot of people who do multiple different treasure hunting
well,
things.
that right there is the key word: treasure hunting.
Mhm.
Right.
You know?
You know, and a lot of the gold prospecting clubs actually have metal detecting events or certain times.
Right.
I think October the 17th, Indiana Gold Prospectors will have a one day on one of their hunts. It's going to be a seated metal detecting hunt. There's going to be also at night, they have a metal detecting hunt at night.
Yeah.
There, so you can prospect. There's actually a couple bridges there.
Oh,
Oh.
right on, yeah. And
But-
seeding where they plant objects?
Yes, they'll plant. He's bought, Jeffrey's bought, I couldn't tell you how much stuff he's bought, but he's bought quite a bit of stuff to seed in the ground for everybody to find. It's a
And
great,
yeah, Jeffrey, you're talking about Jeffrey Binky, right?
yeah.
Yeah, he likes to put those on. I've noticed he gets some really good coins to seed his hunts with. So it's from what I understand, I haven't been to one. From my understanding, they're pretty good. You got a lot of cool stuff. Yeah. At Gold Rush days, they do the same thing. They have 2 days of metal detecting during the day, and I think one night metal detecting. But they also have a kids metal detecting session,
Oh,
which is cool. At least I think they do, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that's there's a lot of metal detecting involved with gold prospecting. I mean, yeah, because like some of us use metal detector to find the metals in a creek, help us locate where the gold might be hiding. So you don't know, right? You know, it's one way to try to locate those spots.
Yeah. Luke Duke wanted to know if you're in Indiana, Mike.
Yes.
Okay. What part of Indiana?
I
If you
live
want to
in
say. Anderson? My
Yeah.
grandma lives in Anderson.
Get a hold of me next time you come up then.
Yeah, that'd be great.
yeah, Angela has started working on some metal detecting in the past, and
Before I started magnet fishing, I did some metal detecting for about a year.
I think it's very fascinating, but I haven't tried it, and it was like the one thing I didn't get to try this weekend.
Yeah, we didn't do any of it, did we?
Mm-mm.
Did you bring your detectors with you?
I brought it.
Yeah.
I just didn't do it.
Oh well.
I wanted to find the gold.
Right. Oh, by the way, did you find some gold?
We did find some gold. With Luke Duke, I did a lot of stuff, and then we were panning it at the end.
Right.
And we didn't finish panning it, but there was quite a few flakes in the pan that we did do. And then he gave me some of the dirt to bring home and pan out, which was really sweet. And I haven't gotten around to that
And
yet.
I'm gonna send you some dirt too. So send me whichever email or whichever mailing address you want
Yeah.
it to go to. So
I'm gonna ask
You
him.
know, I got to use equipment from Chris from DGP Outdoors, and
Mhm.
he panned that out as well. And there was a little bit in there.
Yeah, cool.
So I'd say you both
Exciting.
successfully found gold.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
so you
Right.
have your vials of gold starting to
And-
accumulate.
Oh, we
Remember,
don't
it
have
all-
any
it
in the
all adds
files
up.
yet.
Well, I told Chris to keep it. It was his equipment. He showed me how to use it. I just couldn't have taken it, to be honest.
Wow.
So.
I would have forced it upon you.
Ruby wants to ask a question of who, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think that when you seed stuff for people, do you think that's a good way to learn how to metal detect?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Last year, Jeffrey, Indiana Gold Prospectors, they had a little outing last year doing the seeded hunt. And
Right.
a lot of different people. It was a bazillion degrees out. And then we still, I think he said there was still like 80 people that showed up, and it was like
Wow.
104, 106 degrees actual temperature.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Wow for me.
It was bad. It was
Yeah.
hot. So that's the reason this year I think he moved it to October.
That's smart.
Ah.
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
with the pandemic and everything, a lot of the hunts that people go to have been postponed or canceled till spring next year.
Right.
Right.
There's another.
With the gold shows and some
Yeah.
of the events.
Yep. There's another seeded hunt down in Tennessee that was postponed that I'm going to go to. And it has a lot of silver and Civil War artifacts that's been seeded.
Oh, very cool.
I'd like to find some of them.
Yeah, really.
Mike, do you have something that you look for more often? Do you like relics? Are you looking for gold? Are you looking, what are you actively trying to find, or does it even matter?
It don't matter to me. I like to find something and a relic that has a name or something that's been into it or on the object. That way, when I get home, I clean it up and I research it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
History, so finding a token, and it's strange because a lot of times you'll find tokens that are from Ohio or Tennessee, Illinois, Michigan.
Right.
How did it get here in Indiana?
Right.
So do you also go and like research the area and figure out where like old homesteads were and stuff like that?
Yes, I research and talk to farmers and get permission from the farmers. Look at old maps and find out where the old houses were that were back there.
Mhm.
I like to find them, 1870 and before.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. Do you find it hard to get permission?
Fortunately, I worked at a tractor dealership for a lot of years, and I worked with the farmers, so I know
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah.
some people. I'm a people person, so I talk, and so
You're a schmoozer.
yeah. I think I've only been turned down once,
Wow.
but yeah, probably if I don't know, I probably have over 10,000 farm acres that I have permission for.
That's
Incredible.
awesome.
So, have you found any guns?
Ooh.
No.
Ooh.
Uh,
So, Jaron, for everybody, Jaron put in the link to the Dirt Digest magazine.
It's also down in the description too.
Okay.
well,
Oh,
thank you.
fantastic. Yeah. You guys go check
yeah.
that out.
You ask about finding guns. I also belong to a team. I'm part of the team of Indiana. Oh boy, I went blank for a second.
Brain fart.
Hope they're not watching.
Indiana Dirt Detectives. Woo! Sorry, guys. We get together and we gotten together in a while, but we went to a couple spots, and one of the guys that had a permission, he's actually pulled a couple Belgian brass pistol barrels.
Incredible.
Yeah,
You can find them everywhere.
Mhm.
Yep.
yeah, it was a trading post.
Oh, that's awesome.
Large cents, reals,
Ooh.
thimble,
Wow.
just it's incredible. I had one spot that I hunted, researched, went to it 4 times before I found it. And the last time I went, I just said, well, if I don't find it this time, I'm going to quit trying. And I was actually getting out of my truck parked on the side of the road, and I was walking across where the cabin was, because you look for the high spots in the fields to go hunt, because that's usually where they built the house.
Hmm.
The cabin wasn't on top of the hill, but it was actually a really small area. It was probably only like 20 foot by 30 foot.
Yeah.
It was really hardly any kind of like iron, because usually when you find those sites, you'll get some iron tones, and that's when you know that you're on your site, or glass or pottery, but there was none of that.
Wow.
I was walking back to the truck, and I decided to leave the detector on and just kind of nonchalant swinging it a little bit, and then there was a 1864 2-cent coin popped up.
Wow.
Nice.
So that's when I started hitting it. Trying to think, there was 1877 seated dime, Civil War General Service button, a powder flask top, 1864 Indian head penny. So it was a pretty good sight.
Yeah,
Wow.
no kidding.
But
I like it.
Do you
That-
typically find iron off the bat because it's the nails from the old home, or?
a lot of times you'll find like horse tack, or
Okay.
some of the metal detectors. I mean, we turn the iron down or turn the iron up so we can try to find the sites first. Once you do find the site, then we kind of like turn the iron audio down, so
Yeah, then you don't want it anymore.
Yeah. You're on a good spot. You want to hit some good stuff. So, but I got one site that I've been working on right now, probably between 35 and 40 coins I've pulled out of it.
Wow. Somebody
Uh,
stashing it, or?
I just people dropping them. I mean, this
Wow.
site is just incredible. The oldest coin was a Chinese cash coin from the 1700s, but
Wow.
American coin, I think the oldest on it is 1838.
Wow.
And the newest, I think, is like 1944. But I've pulled seeded dimes, I've pulled barber dimes, barber quarters, tons of Indian head pennies.
Right.
I found a gold, well, it's gold plated, but it was a fob seal. It's a watch fob, but it actually has initials on the bottom of the fob. So when they pulled their pocket watch out, they actually had the fob on the end of it had its initials. So when they wrote a letter, they would actually stamp the letter
Huh.
with.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
So are you a coin collector?
Yes and no. I mean, I'm not out
He
there.
finds a lot of coins.
You find a lot of coins, but you're not really a collector, huh?
I've had good luck at the Coinstar, but
What's that?
Coinstar machine.
What's
The
that?
Coinstar machine where you know, like you got at work, the green machine you got there, Coinstar.
You put all the money in it and get it.
Oh,
Check the
Gotcha.
change return.
I
Yeah.
do. I bought $1.29 one day.
Silver?
One was silver.
I have found three silver coins in it this year so far.
wow.
Hey, Jason.
But
Jason Keith
Hey,
Prospectors.
Jason Keith, I got your shirt all signed. So you'll be getting it when we see you in July or whenever we see you. I have it here for you in your magic bit.
but if anybody has any kind of fines or anything they want to send them in.
So I was going to say, photos, do you want an article with it? Is your magazine more stories or advice columns or all of the above?
All of the above.
Okay.
We have every month we have a contest, send it a find, and then we'll put it on Facebook and everybody votes for that.
Oh, very cool.
End of the year, this year, we're going to have a grand prize. Whoever has the best find. So, and then for articles, if you send in an article, 400 words minimum, article with some pictures, we vote on that. Usually we have every month we're giving away something. Right now they're voting on the favorite article. Trying to think, there's Aggie Hall sent in one. It was Lightning Strikes Twice. Really great article. There's another one that Bob Roberts done an article on restoring Tootsie cars. It was really interesting. I reached out to him because I've seen some of the restorations that he's did on some of these old cars and trucks and stuff. And I didn't realize that you could go buy parts, to restore these things. Then there was a gentleman that did an article on a Zippo that he found. But it's been really neat to do. We actually started the magazine just on a little kick, and it's turned into something really, really neat. It's more time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
Always on social media or making phone calls or
Yeah.
Let me tell you, starting any kind of magazine, whether it's digital or paper, let me tell you, it's a lot of work and you don't make no money.
Probably cost you.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep. It's
So you say Thomas Folks puts in an article once a month.
once a month.
So do you have other writers that do the same? I mean, from across the community?
Yeah, we have Dorian Cook. He's got a book, Civil War book that he's wrote, and he puts in a chapter or half chapter in the magazine every month. So it's an ongoing thing.
Awesome.
Great. Tell you what, that guy has so much knowledge. He actually worked for Garrett back in the 70s. And he was probably one of your original metal detectors, people that went out and metal detected some of these great Civil War sites. Some of the stories and some of the knowledge this man has. And he also puts in a regular article in the magazine. Trying to think who else. We have a guy that's Paul Alexander. He puts an article in every month. It's an ongoing thing about Bob. You'd have to read it, but it's a great ongoing article.
All about Bob, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah.
How about are most of your writers and people who contribute to your magazine, are they from the States or do they come from around the world?
We've had Australia, UK, all around the country. Had some stuff from Alaska. It's really opened up a lot of different avenues. I mean, when you talk metal detecting, treasure hunting, when you think treasure hunting in Alaska, the first thing you think of is gold prospecting. I never even dreamed that people metal detected in Alaska. Or what do you metal detect for, you know? A lot of them go to mining camps and dig for trash pits and bottle digging and
Right. I was going to ask you, do you include all the other forms of treasure hunting, like bottle dump digging, mud lurking, even some of these guys that go out into the lakes scuba diving and picking up trash.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
if there's treasure hunting, absolutely, we'll put it in the magazine.
Very cool.
yep. Well, cool. That's good for these people to know.
Came up with the Journal of Modern Treasure Hunting. It's about all treasure hunting. Every month, when we first started, we were doing an article interview. We've had Daryl Miklos. He's from Cooper's Treasure.
Yep.
TV show and Discovery.
Yep.
We've had him in the article. We've had Gypsy. Gypsy is a great person, and hell of an artist too.
Actually, Gypsy
from Zero
just
Discrimination.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gypsy Jules
She's
just
awesome.
finished a painting for me, Mike.
Yeah, I seen that. That was awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait to get it. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, she's
Actually.
been on our show too.
Yeah.
She does some really cool videos, finds some cool treasures. Hardworking girl.
Michelle was a really cool guest.
Yep.
And Gypsy
Yes, she
Jewel, as she likes to be called.
Gypsy Jewel.
Yeah, her name is Michelle.
But I've met a lot of great people, made some awesome friendships through it. Been invited to some places to go hunt, but unfortunately, everything was postponed. And
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what's cool about this community too, is the brotherhood that it shares, and it all comes from treasure hunting. We're all kind of nuts, aren't we?
It's good kind. Birds of a feather flock
you think
together.
about it. You think about it.
Yes.
Here's the treasure vixens. They go out and pull out rusty junk out of the creeks, and it's treasure to them.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
right? You know, metal detect out there, and here we got down east prospecting down here, who we nickname Square Nails because he finds nothing but square nails. But they're treasures to him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then us gold prospectors, we go out and work all day, bust our butts for a couple
Find a
dollars.
lot of barbed wire and
Yeah, right. Yeah, you know, so yeah, it's a strange community, but it's a great community.
yeah,
I agree.
what does Mike think of that treasure that was found in the Rocky Mountains by Outdoorsy Gal O?
oh, the forceful fin.
Four
Yeah.
spins, yeah.
What is
Did
it?
come out who it was?
So they haven't said who it was. That we'll probably never really know.
Well, I know DK was on the news in Colorado about it.
Right?
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure
it's,
he chose to remain anonymous. I think he said, "Don't tell people who I am."
right,
Well,
sure.
wouldn't you say that? I would. It's like
Yeah.
you'd have family coming out of your woo.
Right.
Hey, I'm your long lost cousin Larry. Do you have
Right,
a
right.
$500,000 I can borrow?
Mm-hmm.
I seen that they said that they were going to post some pictures of the treasure later.
Yeah, I guess that, you know, Forrest verified that the guy found the treasure, and they haven't really said where it's at or anything. Hey, what's up, Ron? So, you know, who knows? Well, what were they talking about the other night? Oh, give me nothing but a bunch of books coming out about it.
Right, I'd like to read it. I'd like to know,
Sure.
did he understand the poem? Did he follow it was it easy for him? Was it his first time trying? I want to know.
I do too.
For sure, that would be-
Inquiring minds want to know.
Right. How did you figure it out? What was the key clue?
Right,
There had to be one clue in there that solved the rest. I would think,
Mhm,
you know,
mhm.
I don't know. I don't
There's
know, but that's my way of thinking. I don't know what Forrest Spenn's way of thinking is, though. So, you know, don't
Yeah,
know.
Ohio Relic Hunter said you can bet the IRS wants to know who found it too.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No
Wait a
doubt.
second. I'm getting prompted by Dano the Mano.
Okay.
Plug your ears. Welcome. Run for the hills.
That's our buddy Ron from Ron for the Hills.
And thank you for your contribution and being a sponsor of this year's Flash Bash or Flash Bash 2020.
Absolutely.
I know the
Yeah.
guy who won your sluice really likes it. Mute. Hey,
Mute.
Jeff,
Mute.
I'm not Dennis Dayton singing happy birthday. Just be thankful for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Ron for the Hills, he makes a tremendous couple little sluices. The Creek Critter and the River Raider. I love the River Raider.
Oh, I like my creek critter too.
Yep. I just throw that sucker down the bottom of the creek and start shoveling into it.
Yeah, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, our buddy Clint was in here earlier. I think he's still here. He wants me to do a giveaway in a little while, so we'll do one before we
Clint
leave.
Washburn, are
Yes.
you still here?
And by the way, for all you people that ordered the production fan from Clint Washburn, he's shipping them out now. I got my confirmation today. Hello, Miss Laurel.
We all missed
You
you,
bet.
Miss Laurel. I couldn't read your email much while I was there, but you know, I knew before I left home that all that, so we wouldn't have thought any less. You know, I know the treasure vixens were dying to meet you, along with Vicky,
Yeah.
and so were
We all
we.
were.
There will be a next time.
You
There
bet.
will be a next time. And
And-
Clint
and-
is still here.
Yes, he is. Yes, he
So
is.
you let me get my bot woke up and
You want to give it
can
away now?
you can continue on. That's up to you.
No, I think we'll wait a little while.
I'm just gonna get my bot
Okay.
woken up.
Okay. So back to Mike. Sorry, Mike. You know us. Squirrel. Where were we? I think you were asked a question. I don't remember what it was.
Now since the Forrest Flynn treasure has been found, there's still another, what is it? I can't think of it. There's a book. Seems like there was like 7 different things that somebody buried.
I think Eric Carter put out a thing about trying to solve a treasure or a lost hunt. Hang on, let's see if I can find it. Treasures in America. Yeah, Treasures in America.
I don't remember what it is.
Oh, so
There are, I mean, even from state to state, there's at least rumors of certain treasures. I know that Illinois has a few some mob related, some older than that. And then Missouri has, you know, your old cowboy bang bang shoot 'em ups where they went and hid treasures in the
Right.
hills and
Jesse
in some
James and the
caves.
Knights of the
Yes,
Golden Circle type
Yep.
stuff.
that's right.
Yeah.
There's also treasures, you know, from the Civil War,
Mhm.
you know, that were lost. Treasures all over the place. Question
Rose
is,
has done like extensive research on hidden treasures.
Just in our area. I like treasure.
they're all over. I mean, even modern day bank robbers have lost their loot at some point, you know.
Mhm.
You know,
And I
so
think-
yeah.
And for a lot of those, Mike, I think the best tool that you could use to find those would be metal detecting, which is really why we want to hone in on that. So,
Oh, absolutely. But there, I mean, you figure metal detecting old house sites, you know, back then they didn't really have banks or trust banks. So your metal detectors now, you know, you go out and farm fields where I hunt. Most of the stuff I find is 4 inches, 6, maybe.
wow.
But I mean, I have pulled a dime at 14, 16 inches.
Wow.
But a lot of time during those people, you know, the generations back here in 1850s, 1860s, they didn't trust banks. So they buried their money in jars along a fence row or a tree. But when they buried it deep, you know, they just didn't cover it up. They could have buried it, you know, 2 foot down when they hit the clay. But what happens if that person, you know, died back then, or
Right.
didn't tell
Forgot about it.
remember where it was?
Yeah.
It's still out there. Every once in a while you'll hear about something, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you when you're metal detecting able to detect something 2 feet in the ground, 2 feet underground?
if it's big,
I'm bringing a backhoe into my yard. We're
Mhm.
gonna find some treasure.
Yeah.
but there's a lot of stuff, you know. Years ago when they were plowing the fields, moldboard plowing, you know, they were going down there 18 inches and turning the soil over. So now you've got everybody going with no-till farmers. So all that stuff that's been turned over for, you know, years ago, stuff eventually comes back to the surface.
Mhm.
I mean, you can go out and you think you hunted a site that you pounded and pounded and you think it's clean. Give it a couple years of, you know, freezing and thawing and light tillage, the stuff comes back up to the top.
Incredible.
Right.
The Gold Claws production pans now, Jordan, are half off. When they're $49.95, I believe, right now, and when they'll be normally $99.
That's still going on.
Yes, sir. I just put a link in the room. Save now. Save big now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're a huge pan. You can do like 3 gallons in like seconds. I know Clint Washburn can do it in like 30 seconds. 3
Yeah.
gallons of material.
That's because he's not afraid of his product.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he's like that guy that'll stand in front of his bulletproof glass as they shoot at him.
Right. Definitely.
Right. Jason says they used mason jars with metal lids during the early part of the 20th century.
Right, and even back further with the old clip lids, you know, there's still that metal clip on old
Right.
mason jars.
Right.
And like a lot of sourdoughs in mining country, they would hide their gold underneath their campfires.
Oh.
Usually in tobacco tins, right?
Yeah, you know, like, or, yeah, yeah. Or whatever may be around. A lot of times they would put in their dumps also. You know, you'll at like mines, you'll see places with can dumps, and they would put gold in those tins and throw it in the dump. Just be a bummer to go out there. You throw it out there when you're drunk and then need a nugget to go into town, and you're like, oh, where the hell did I throw that tin can with my nuggets in it? You know. Or yes, exactly, Jason, or in their privies, you know, in their honey pot. I know Jeff Williams puts his nuggets in his honey pot, but I'm sure Slim still gets it.
Yeah, Raven says that Smackarock detected 2 tobacco tins. No gold was in them, though.
Bummer.
He must not got drunk.
I think at the Charles Garrett hunt last year, somebody found an old tobacco can with a couple gold coins in it, and
Wowzers.
they said
Wow.
that wasn't planted out there. That was a natural find.
Ooh, cool. See, they're out there, little treasures, depression era. You know, people would have their hoards out in the yard.
Yeah, people during the Depression buried their coins and their money.
Right.
Their dollar bills, their gold coins. Jason Keith wants to know, Mike, ever hear the lost gold of Dent's Run in Pennsylvania?
No, I haven't.
There's another one. Somebody asked about one in Indiana. Luke, somewhere up here. Asked about a lost treasure in Indiana.
Somebody's looking for it. Mike,
okay, ever heard of the lost Reno Brothers treasure from the train robbery in Jackson County, Indiana?
I think I've heard of something about it. I might have scanned.
Weren't the Reno Brothers gangsters in the 30s? Or no?
I don't know. I know Dillinger came through here. He robbed a bank a town over from us. He said that he would never rob a bank in Anderson because of all the train tracks we have.
I know in Lima, our jail held Dillinger for a minute. He escaped from the jail here in Lima, Ohio. And a guy I used to work with, his grandmother used to party with Dillinger around the Coldwater, Ohio area, south of St. Mary's. Now, that'd be a bugger to party with, piss off the wrong guy, and he'd bring out his little friend.
Who did your grandmother rent to, Ruby? Oh, she's in the other room. She didn't hear me. I think that Ruby's grandmother used to rent a room to one of the gangsters. I don't remember who, though. Hey, Ruby. Ruby. She can't hear me. She's old and deaf.
Mike, tell us, so, you know, with some of the coins, you mentioned some of your oldest coin, or some older coins. What is your oldest coin that you found?
The 1838 large cent.
At the site that you stumbled across on by accident when you were looking for it and couldn't find it?
No, it's a different site. They're just right down the road. I actually have a road that's got I don't know, 5 or 6 different old property or old houses that was in the fields and not have permission for. I just got to get out there and get to it.
Uh-huh.
But when they get planted, so my hunting is usually done in the very early spring or late fall. I have been out there in the snow,
Wow.
but
Digging in the frozen earth can't be fun.
I was thinking.
it ain't too bad. I know somebody that's you take hot water out with them, and
I was wondering if that's how you did it.
Wow.
that's not me. If it's that cold, I'm indoors.
So what about all around favorite find?
Geez.
That's a tough one. I know we struggle with it too.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, I don't know. I like all the Civil War stuff. I think it's interesting of how much Civil War stuff you can actually find out in the farm fields, even here in Indiana. I mean, you don't really find the bullets, but you find the service buttons. And what happened? Reason you're finding those is because they're flock coats that they used when in the Civil War. They came back home, and when they got back home, those flock coats turned into work coats. So they were using those work coats, you know, out in the farm and everything else, and those buttons just fall off.
Yeah.
There's been, I don't know, I got a buddy that's found 7 Civil War plates in 10 years, maybe 8 plates.
Wow. Yeah.
His son actually found a Confederate one, and it was pretty rare. Sold it and bought his first car with it.
Oh, wow. What a find, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So what about dangerous? You know, I asked you about guns, but knives or any other strange weapons?
You find pocket knives every now and then on some of these old sites. Harmonica reeds, you find a lot of those. Toe taps. The toe taps were, you know, put on the end of the shoe to
Yeah.
help them. Heel plates. And some of the sizes of those heel plates, it just makes you wonder how big the women actually were back then, because the heel shoe on the heels, I mean, those things are tiny.
I'm sorry, I know what toe taps are, but I do not know what heel plates are.
They're like a toe tap, but for the heel.
Okay, but it's a lady thing?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, you know, I know that
Oops.
the foot binding is different over, was it China or Japan?
Yeah.
But didn't women wear especially smaller shoes for their feet also back then? Because I mean, wasn't small feet for women just an attractive thing all around? Because I know like the shoes they wore were like that narrow.
I don't know. I was actually looking at some statistics, and back in the 1860s, the average band height was 5'6".
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
people
we've
weren't
got taller.
big at all. I mean, I don't know all the hormones they feed the cattle. And
That's what I was gonna say.
Right.
Yes.
Also, when it came to the shoe sizes, I believe the older it got, they didn't tailor. You had to pay a lot to have the shoe tailored to you. So you had standard shoes that were just made, and if they said women have small feet, they made small shoes, and those women crammed their feet into them.
I thought you had your shoes made for you.
I mean, I believe we progressed into that, but shoemakers used to have they were the same sided shoe. Like there wasn't both sides. That we evolved into tailoring shoes. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I thought that
Oh, I don't know.
yeah. So maybe that was it.
Yeah, they didn't have half sizes.
Mm-mm.
Another thing I find interesting is the Chinese cash coins that people find in the fields. And so I was actually talking to the county surveyor, and because through through all the farm fields, you got those water ditch ways. And I was talking to the surveyor, and he was telling me that those were hand dug by the Chinese immigrants back in the.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't imagine hand digging all these ditches going through these farm fields.
Yeah.
Yeah, no way.
I shoveled for like an hour this weekend, and I hurt.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some of the stacked walls out in California when we go out there. They did a lot of that out there, stacking when they were mining for gold. They were really, they stacked stones. They didn't just throw them to the side. They made walls and stuff with them.
Yep.
That would be really cool to see. Outdoorsy girl, or excuse me, outdoorsy gal O asked, she wants to know what you think of Oak Island's treasure will ever be found and what theory seems the most likely to him. Templars, pirates, slaves, etc.
I hate to say it, but I quit watching Curse of Oak Island after the 4th year.
I dig what you're saying. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
What do you think of the whole Oak Island treasure? Because I literally remember that article in Reader's Digest, and I understand why Marty and his brother feel the way they do about it. Because it was really interesting back then. I was a little kid, but it was still a really interesting treasure hunt, treasure story, you know. And it's you know, obviously there's something to it because people have dug it and died. So there's even like Forrest Fence treasure. I mean, it was there, right? So there had to be something there at one point. Is it still there? I doubt it myself, but you know,
I think it's been gone.
I do too. I think it's been gone since way before anybody else tried to find it. The first
I
two
also
kids.
think it's been gone, but I still find it interesting all the things that they find, like the cross and the other little treasures that they find, and they're also figuring out all the people that have visited the island, you know, so I find all of that history interesting.
Right, there's a lot of history for sure.
Right.
How did they find all that stuff? What they use to find it?
A metal
Most of it's metal detecting, of course.
But actually, me and my wife, my wife was reading or something, came across it. I guess Marty owns a vineyard up in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Vineyard or Mari, however he says it.
Mary Vineyards.
Yeah, because he wears the shirt every single time. He's like plugging every show.
We actually went up there last year.
Did you?
Ah.
Yeah. We took me and the wife. We took a weekend trip, and he wasn't there.
Oh.
We were there. We drove 6.5 hours up there. We was there for 45 minutes and $200 lighter in our wallets.
There it goes.
The wife loves wine, so she had to buy a bottle of this. It's called Row Number 7. When they first started planting these grapes, they just started grabbing grapes and didn't care what variety or whatever it was, and they planted 7 rows and said, whoa, we're mixing these all up. I guess this Row Number 7 has won a bunch of awards and everything. It's a great wine, and I guess after so many years, these grapes, you know, they quit producing, or they get to where they're not, it's worth for them to keep growing that or harvesting that 7 rows. So they're going to tear it out and replant it. They have no idea what variety they planted mixed in there, but they're pretty proud of that Row Number 7 bottle. Wife had to have it.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds tasty.
So Jason Combs has a question for you. He wants to know if you have used the new Garrett Apex.
I have not. I haven't put my hands on it yet. I have talked to a couple people that have. Gypsy being one of them. Great. I'm excited to get my hands on it. You know,
So you're expecting one though, right?
I haven't ordered one, but you know, I think it's great that they've came out with one. I think it's great that all these manufacturers has came out with a, you know, quote, a entry level detector that's doing more than what an entry detector that we knew what an entry level detector was. You have, you know, Nocta Macro came out with the Simplex. I think, you know, they started something really great with it for the price, and I think the other manufacturers are going to have to follow with that. Now, you know, you got the Mind Labs came out. You got the Vanquish. Now Garrett's came out with this Apex. You know, and they're all down in these lower price ranges. Are we going to see more of a higher end? Yeah, I think we will. You know, I think we'll see some $700 or $800, but I think the $700-800 detector going to put what's been out in the last 5 years to shame. You know, the technology keeps evolving and evolving. And the price,
with the new, everything getting smaller, they're making the machines smaller and lighter and able to do more.
Yep, you know, technology got. I haven't heard anything lately, but you had that one company called what was it, Air Detectors? Supposed to run off your cell phone.
What?
Download an app to your cell phone and it Bluetooth to the coil.
Wow.
Wow.
I know it's been they did an update, I don't know, a couple months ago that they said that they had some issues with production and they got it all solved now. I think when they first came out, there was a big hype about it. I think they did a Kickstarter or one of those things where you could buy the detector for really cheap.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they went in production. It was supposed to have been out already, but you know they've had some setbacks. But
Like metal detecting in areas where there's no cell phone reception?
well, it just Bluetooths to your phone.
Yeah, all right. Okay. I
But,
don't know if I trust it.
I mean, is that going to be the future? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. A lot of things look
Weird. I mean,
futuristic.
Yeah, it's a great question.
but, you know, it's like the technology keeps evolving. You know, I
Right.
think it's neat. So, you know, just think back to remember the Furbies. Those little toys. They said there was actually more memory in those Furbies than what there was on the first moon landing.
Right.
Probably. Yeah.
What? For real?
Yeah.
Furbies.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think of something else when someone talks about Furbies.
Get back here, Ed. Get out of that gutter.
It goes there
a good
pretty
example.
easy.
You take the Mind Lab, who made mine detectors for World War II. That thing probably weighed 30 pounds. Came in a big wooden box that was like 4 foot long. Had a huge coil on it, and very heavy to carry. Trying to look for mines. So they've gone from that to what do they got now? A little underwater mine lab that's about the size of a I don't know, smaller than a yardstick.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Technology is just crazy right now. It's
right.
I can't wait to see what what the, Nakamura, I know they said that they had a simultaneously multi-frequency machine coming on their higher end. The Apex they released is the Ace series. So it makes you wonder if there's won't be something that comes out into their AT series. Is that going to be a higher end release later? We just don't know. There's people that know, but general public don't.
Right.
They should make
Yeah.
they should make like a Roomba that you can send out that goes and detects for you and maps out areas for you. You can just go set your Roomba off and they go detect, and then you're like, well, what spots am I going to go to
I
now?
love that.
They might someday, a robot out there doing it for you.
Right.
I was actually thinking, I don't know if there's one out there, but I want a metal detector that has like an adjustable rod because I'm extra short.
Yeah.
But I like your idea better.
Yeah. It's two opposite ends of the spectrum of technology there.
A Roomba metal detector.
The Simplex has a telescopic shaft.
Oh, does it? Because that's what I need. I'm gonna have to. Is that an expensive one?
I think you can get that one without headphones for, I don't know, it's probably, I've seen $260.
Why not?
$260?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not too bad.
And then with the headphones, I think I've seen them. You'd have to call somebody. I'm thinking like 340, 250.
Yeah, I have headphones already. They might not be the best ones, but I have them.
Let's just say you can get one anywhere from $100 to $2,000, $3,000.
Yeah, I know that, and I'm not looking to spend thousands of dollars on a metal detector.
John Wolf says there's a metal detecting RC car.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh.
We just sit on our butts and they can do it for us.
They already stole your idea, Rose.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And Bill Marr says the Simplex is a great machine for the money.
All right.
Yep.
Yes, I agree. Garrett 350, Ace 350 is a good entry level. A few $100, good machine, good one to learn on.
Yeah,
I
even
have
the
one of those.
250.
Yeah,
like
even the
I
250.
You were talking about sending out a Roomba or whatever to find your site. A lot of people are starting to use LiDAR to find sites.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It's a type of radar that
okay.
really shows the topography of the land.
Eliminates vegetation.
Yes.
Ah.
And some use satellite imagery or drone imagery to make LiDARs.
Right. Now, that would be a good thing to have Bennett do in his place.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
I know some guys that's used LiDAR on Civil War sites to find trash pits.
Those
Right,
are the laser mapping system.
Yeah, it'll actually show you what do you want to say? Areas like where they burn or a trash pit where the ground's been disturbed. So
Right.
you pick that up.
Is that different than like the ground penetrating machines that they like roll over the ground? No.
No, that's ground penetrating. What this penetrates is the vegetation. Anything that's not rock or metal or an opening in the ground, anything that's not vegetation. It eliminates the vegetation, goes right through it.
Yeah, so you see the true topography of the area, so you could see maybe old ruins or
Right.
old diggings or something else. It's
Sell
not
the whole-
ground penetrating.
Okay, I gotcha.
They've been using it here lately, the last few years, to penetrate the jungles of the Amazon to find that what they thought of the lost Inca tribes and all the old tribes was they were actually way bigger than before. They're using it in Egypt along the where the pyramids and along the Nile and stuff, and finding old lost cities. All because, all because of they're able to map and get rid of the vegetation.
Well, heck, I need to give me one of those.
Yeah, me too.
I was talking to somebody that was in charge of the state. I can't actually think of the name of it, but they said Indiana's been LIDAR. The whole state's been LIDAR like four times, 6 times.
Really?
Huh?
Wow.
Right. There are big swaths of the country that, well, not big swaths, but there are swaths of the country where they have gone and done that. And who was that we were talking to, Ed? That Matt, right? Matt, Hope. I can't pronounce the name.
Neither.
Anyways.
Don't even ask me.
Right. Anyways, he has access to LiDAR mapping across the country. Someone that you can get a hold of, and if they've done LiDAR, he can pull that up for you, and for a nominal fee, I guess, generate a printout for you.
They keep redoing the LiDAR. The reason they keep it is because the technology of the LiDAR keeps improving. So they keep getting an update of it. I think Indiana's supposed to get.
Let me respond to Dennis Hendrick here. He says, no vegetation where the pyramids are. That's true, but it is a laser and it picks up everything that it hits. So then it maps it out in a 3D form and gives you a picture of what you're actually seeing, you know. So
Hey, Dennis, I thought that was the case. My little sister actually knows how to or has run LiDAR. And
Cool.
I thought it was more along those lines, yeah.
Let me interject for a super chat. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Raven and Smackarock.
Oh yeah.
mucho
super
love,
chat.
Flash Familia.
Aw.
That's right. Thank you very much. Back to LiDAR.
Oh, yeah. So, Michael, I was going to say, let's steer it back to your magazine. Have you had anything cause any controversies? Have you made anybody mad with some of the articles you put out there?
No, we try to what's that? Try to make everybody happy.
Yeah.
You know,
Here,
there's a lot of, I'm not the techie one that knows all that. Craig is. So Craig kind of keeps all that under control. There's a lot of stipulations of what you can publish, what you can't publish. You just got to make sure all your T's are, crossed, your I's are dotted. We've had a lot of people go, hey, do you have a publication of it? Can you get it in paper form? Or unfortunately, no, because that's quite a bit of money.
Yeah, print is expensive. I think it's great that you're offering it online. You give access to way more people that way.
And we ended up doing a PDF. So when you get on there, you can actually still view it online, or you can download a PDF and use it that way.
That's good. You give them the option for the good old-fashioned paper.
Well, it's been a learning process too, because you have Android, and then you have iPhone, and then you have a computer. So you got to have a happy medium with everybody. When I download it, because I'll download it to my wife's tablet, make sure there's no bugs or whatever. When I download it to my wife's tablet, she runs an iPad, and it's amazing. I love it on her iPad. I look at it on my phone. I'm used to it on my phone. You look at it on this computer system. You look at it on different computers. It's different setup. So I think we found the happy medium to where it's great for everybody. I haven't looked at the statistics on the magazine lately, but I know we've been in around 42 different countries.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing at the people that we reach to. It's amazing to how many people's actually reading it.
Outside of the US, what would be your second highest area of people reading? Do you know?
I haven't looked.
Doggone it, Mike. You should be on top of this.
Probably, I don't know, probably UK or Australia.
Yeah, I would say the UK is usually right up next. They're usually number 2 in any sort of video or treasure hunting, or at least for magnet fishing. The UK is
And
right up there.
metal detecting too.
Yeah.
They do a lot of that.
And yeah, talk about some relics there.
Oh yeah, I mean, I talked to a lot of guys from over there, and some of the stuff at Brian's just incredible. You tell them, hey, look what I found. I found a 1700s coin and they find a 1700s coin and they throw it in the ditch.
Right, they do.
That's new money to them. That's like our clad money, It's like but it's, that's one of my bucket list things I want to say is I want to go over to UK.
We're right there with you, man.
It's and that's one thing that's really neat about the magazine, from having articles and talking to people from all over the world, because you think Australia metal detecting, ooh, gold, let's go prospecting. I know a guy over there, Craig Drew. He has a Facebook group. Great guy. He hunts old military camps where the U.S., the United States GIs had camps over there during World War II, and he goes out there and hunts those, and he finds Morgan dollars and stuff that I'm like, really? He finds rings and from the GIs, Zippo lighters, badges,
Right.
medals. It's just been it's like Alaska, what they find out there in Alaska, old mining, who is it? Daniel Camacho, great guy, Arctic diggers. He does a lot of bottle dumps and finds trash pits, finds cans. The can, you throw a can down in Indiana in 3 months, you can't read it.
Gone. Yeah.
Out there where he's at, he's finding a can from 1920s and takes it home and cleans it up, and it looks 90%
Virtually new. All that the lack of humidity, I think, is what preserves it.
He had a post on there one day of I think somebody posted, it wasn't his post, it was somebody posted on his group. The guy had found a beer in a can, and he's talking about, look, 1940s beer, and he's like, cracks the top, and he's like, if it fizzes when it pours it in the glass, it's still good. I'm like,
no, it's stale.
Botulism.
like, if it fizzes, it's good. He said, you know, I was talking to them and they were like, yeah, you dig down, you know, a foot down here and we have permafrost. So it's like
Yeah.
the refrigerator for the last 80 years.
The deep
Wow.
freeze.
Wow.
Jesse, we should get rid of that gold claw.
Okay, let's do a giveaway then. Let's do a gold, production pan. I believe it's going to be a clear. I'm not sure. Whatever color it is, it is. But it will be a brand new production pan.
Now, will that be able, Clint, if you're in the chat still, would that be the lower 48, North America, global? Because we do have Australians and Tasmanians and others in the house, so I was just wondering.
He didn't specify to me. I suppose I should have asked him that.
Well, he was here earlier.
Right.
Anywhere is good. All right.
Clint.
So y'all better get to
Get in the chat, start chatting, say something nice.
Moderators are eligible, so I know a lot of our past guests are now moderators, so.
We lost Treasure.
We all like Treasure.
No, we lost Treasure. We only have Vixen.
Oh, yeah. I like that I'm the vixen. Yeah, she is the treasure. Yeah, we feel like because we have each other, we can step out here and there if we need to. So
there you go.
let the dog out, you know, stuff like that.
Yep, I gotta let my cat in, my dog out, my dog in, my cat out.
Yeah.
Well, I'll share. Right now we have 10 eligible users.
We got 23 in the room.
So
22. If you hit me, just pass it on.
So keep on. Hey, Southern Cross, good seeing you.
Hey, Southern Cross.
That's
hey,
right.
Terry Kirk.
Keep typing if you're alerting. You cannot win if you're a lurking.
That's right. You got to be a chatting. Well, one day you may be able to use one there, Bill. Even if you never use one.
Oh.
You enter. You just did, Jordan. You just entered without doing a thing. Just got here, Eric. You entered right away, man. First thing you did.
That's right. Mike entered.
Yep.
You see?
All right.
All right, now, Joe, you just entered. How about that? That's how you enter right there.
Treasure Vixen's in. We want to be in.
Yeah, I tell you what, Nikki, it took me a while to learn how to use it, but I love my gold claws now. It's what I use.
Oh yeah, once you learn how to use them correctly,
right.
we have 21 eligible. So
that's
I know
good
you can't see the chat, but it shows everyone who's eligible over here. Hey, look, Gold Claw is eligible.
Wow, that would be something.
Wendy Williams, welcome.
I bet he's never won one of those before. Did the treasure mixes get in there?
Yes.
We sure did.
All right. Let's see. Well, yeah, once you learn how to use it, it's super easy to use. But if you're an experienced panner that has learned on a round pan, you have to retrain your muscles, relearn how to do it. But it can be done. Then once you do learn, you'll love it. Thomas folks, lucky.
Definitely.
And you know, while everybody's trying to get their comments in there and get entered, if you haven't hit the like button yet, make sure you give a like to the chat.
Oh, thanks.
I'll try to take care of that for you, Jesse.
Thank you. Says Clint's going to Canada to teach Dan Hurd how to use it.
Do it, Clint.
Clint, I'll tell you what, just send me. I know how to use it.
Oh, and when it comes to the Flash fam, you got to send those packages in 5.
Yeah, I guess the 3 rule has changed to 5 rule.
You sure picked that up quick.
Boy, they're
Ready to give her away?
Give her away.
We have 24 eligible. Those lurkers had time. Countdown, please.
Give it away. Give it away. Got it. Give it away. Give it away.
No countdown?
No, just give it away.
Oh, look at that. Lucky Ducky Thomas Folk.
Are you kidding me? That lucky. Yeah, no, you didn't win, Clint. Lucky Ducky Thomas Folks won. He is the winningest. Although he's been on a losing streak here for a while, but he's coming back, it looks like. Congratulations to our one and only Lucky Ducky Thomas Folks.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He deserves it.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy. Great guy.
Congratulations, Thomas. He won a great prize at Flash Bash too. Oh,
Yeah,
Thomas, MDV got your package shipped out to you today. So
Yes, he did, Jerry. He cheated again. That's right. He won that bag, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He won a nice bag. Oh, good Panda worked that gold out in.
We want to see pictures posted. Make sure to tag us so I could put it on the Flash in Your Pan page at
Thomas.
Facebook.
Thomas, private message me on Facebook with your address and stuff, and I'll get that over to Clint tonight with our other winner from last week, Miss Laurel, wasn't it?
Yes, Miss Laurel.
Yes. I need her address if you got it tonight, so I can send it off to Clint, and he's shipping out product. Mine's in the mail. I can't wait.
Now, Bill Marsh, Ohio Relic Hunter, says, Flash in Your Pan, it's about time to give away a free membership to Dirt Digest magazine. Next.
Ooh.
Oh, wow, he's putting you on the spot, Mike.
Well, okay, let me ask you a question then. Your magazine is by membership?
Nope, it's free for everybody to read.
Oh,
There you
And you're gonna give
go.
out memberships to everybody.
Couple away.
You are all members. Go over to dirtdigestmagazine.com and is there a sign up or you just go? I never signed up for nothing. I just go read it.
Right, it's over, Thomas.
You don't have to sign up. You can just go on there if you want to sign up. I know that's Craig is actually working on some stuff. When you do sign up, this kind of lets us know how many people out there are signing up or viewing it. And I guess Craig's working on some stuff that actually is going to be something in the works.
That's right, Jason. You are a winner.
I'm not the techie guy.
Boy, man,
Just a pretty face, right?
should we have the techie guy come on with you?
He's working.
Oh, Dennis, it's rigged. It's rigged. There's a reason why, Dennis, we call Thomas Lucky Ducky Thomas, folks.
Yeah. Like I said, he was on a losing streak last year, but it looks like he's coming back this year, big and strong.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
Oh no, that's 2 prizes. It's over, Thomas. Someone won it already. You can stop with the numbers. But,
Make sure your stream's has the red light next to the live. Prime time's not being kind tonight.
oh, it sure is. It keeps going off live.
It's the weather.
It's the weather, Ruby says.
That could be too. That's right, Richard. That's right. Wow, my chat just did a weird thing.
All right, mine's been doing weird stuff all night. But it's about that time, don't you think?
Yeah.
Bedtime? Party time?
Party!
Time to
Party
say
with
goodnight.
the Vixens.
Fireball time, yeah.
Last call.
Thank you for putting up with us tonight, Michael.
Thank you.
We enjoyed having you on. Let me see.
Yeah.
That's my drink. Yeah.
That's a good call. All right, we're on our way. Okay.
Hey, welcome, Lee. How are you?
That's remember what they said. There's a 5 rule now.
You guys are out because we're gonna be over at Mike's in 4.5 hours.
I covered up the name so we, didn't get nobody in trouble.
Well, I'm super excited to subscribe to the magazine. I think that it's going to be right up my alley. I can't wait to read it. I'm really glad I got the opportunity to meet you, Mike.
Oh, you too. And like I said, next time y'all up this way, give me a shout. I've been actually thinking about maybe getting a magnet or something because there's a bridge right down from my house.
Yeah, man, give it a shot. Even on a day where you just have a little bit of free time, you can get out there, get a little bit of sunlight on your skin, and you would just be shocked with what you can pull out of those small creeks with the bridge over them.
Well, this one ain't small. It's the White River, so.
Oh, okay. Then you want it to be as heavy as possible because if that current's strong, it'll take a heavy magnet with it.
But
Just,
I'll just wait for y'all to get up here.
Yeah, we'll bring them. We'll bring them so we can test them out. Yeah.
I like it. The treasure vixens are going nationwide.
That's the ultimate goal, I think, guys. Is just we're gonna eventually run out of spots around here, but we got the whole world to check out.
You bet.
You betcha. Flash in your pan too.
Word.
For your evictions, you'll have to send me an email or hit me on Messenger.
Certainly.
Mike at dirtdigestmagazine.com.
Yep.
Okay.
I can send you a link to his page or.
Yeah, and I know that you've got and anybody else is listening. There's a link down to the magazine in the description as well. So we'll find you.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Everybody, as always, thank you for joining us for another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live with Toledo Jess, minus Dano tonight. The
Hey,
Treasure
Garu.
Vixens and I are our guest tonight, Mike from Dirt Digest Magazine. Next week, we're having Jason from Diamond Miner Ivan's YouTube channel.
Cool.
That should be a good show. Get to talk about his prospecting with Shane Klesch from Klesch Guitars here on YouTube, and his diamond hunting in Arkansas and crystal mining in wherever he crystal mines at, but it should be a good show.
I'm excited for that.
No, tell them Crystal Mine.
Yep. No, tell him crystal mine. Everybody,
Yeah, we think so too, Terry. We think the girls are a great addition.
Thanks, Terry.
I agree
Thank
with
you.
you 100%, Terry. but you know, without all of you, there would be no Flash Fam.
Absolutely.
Thank you from the
Right.
bottom of my heart. Remember, do a Flash Fam raid on Coffee with Liz on the 14th. Come
What
in the
time?
live chat, give me a hard time while I'm on Liz's show.
What time?
10 a.m. Sunday the 14th.
Okay.
I'm not sure what time that is Aussie time, but I'm sure it's pretty
Father's
late.
Oh, that's Father's Day, huh?
Oh, Father's Day.
Oh.
I'll be Liz's Father's Day guest.
How about that? Oh,
Yeah, it is, Jeff. A lot easier on the eyes. Look at Jesse Dano and I. Yes. Let me get my partners in crime all down here for they could say goodbye to you all also. Now that you're all in view.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much. May God bless you. Until next time, may you always have a flash in your pan.
and you know what he's going to say next.
Everyone.
That's right, Jesse. Maybe one day, too, we'll meet you on the river. Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night. Good night.
Good night, Ed.
Down
Good night,
east.
Good night.
Good night, Rose.
Thank you, Jeff.
Good night, John.
Good night, Nikki. Or good day, Nikki.
Good night, Angela.
5, 4,
Good night.
3,
Good night,
2,
John boy.
1.
Good night, Nikki.
Good night, Mary Ellen.
Good night, Richard.
Good night, Richard. Good night, GoPro.